all of our super reading powers. Right, Evan? Now, we have practiced reading a couple different ways. One way we practice reading, Mason, partner reading. Independent reading means when you are reading by yourself. There are other ways that we can read. Raise your hand if you are an avid reader. Tyler, what's an avid reader? Do you remember?
They read a lot.
Oh, they read a lot. How many of you like to read at home? How many of you can't wait in our library because you can't wait to get new books? Okay. Now, I am sad to say we don't have library tomorrow, but can you keep reading those books? How many of you go to the Yorktown Library?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can get books there too. All right. Now, there are different things we're going to be doing while we read. They're called reading play dates. How many of you have play dates with friends at home? I would think most of you. How many of you have friends that come over and play with you? That's what we kind of call a play date. Now, when you're little, your mommies usually call them play dates. Now, why would we have a reading play date? Take a moment and look at this anchor chart I did and see if you can read some of the words up here. Can you tell me what this says, everybody? Play school. How many of you have played school before at home? Or at recess? Okay. I used to play school when I was 6 years old. That's when I decided I was going to be a teacher. Okay? So when we play school, how can we play school with books? Well, can we read aloud? How many of you pretend to be the teacher and you read a book aloud and act silly? Like I do. What do we call that when we read and we show emotion? What do we call that? Reading with? Expression. Good job. So when we do read alouds, you can express yourself as you read. Then you can also shared read. So when you have shared reading, I'm reading the same. I am reading a book, and then you would be reading it with me. Have we ever done that before?
Yes.
Yes. So I have read a book and you have read it with me. So this is what we call playing school. How many of you think that would be fun to practice with our book boxes? You can play school with our books in our book box. Okay, then we have another one, play games. Thumbs up if you like to play games. Oh, we all love to play games. Now, there are certain games we play with our books. We can guess what's next. Remember, we predict our stories using that sneak peek or picture walk. But you can also not do that. Start reading your story and then guess what's going to happen on the next page. How many of you already guess what happens on the next page before you look at it? Okay, so that's a game you can play. Snap word hunt. How many of you already do that? I know that's one thing that we have started to do a lot of, is we look for our snap words. How many of you find out you know a lot more words than you thought you did? Okay, alphabet pop-it. Now, this is where, in the beginning of the year, we could play this game looking at our alphabet books, like this one. And maybe I'm going to look through, and what are you going to say? What letter?
G.
G. And then maybe I go through, and I can point to a letter, and you'd say?
L.
Okay, so on our ABC day, we could look through our alphabet books, our ABC books, and we can play alphabet pop-it. And the last one is guess the feeling. How many of you remember the Post-it notes we did? Okay, so with our Post-it notes, we showed with a picture, how we were feeling at that time. Okay, so that's another way. So you will have access to Post-it notes to show expression, how you were feeling. Mason, did you hear me? Okay. All right, and the last one is play pretend. How many of you played charades? Charades. Danae, what are charades? What's charades?
Cards.
What?
Cards.
Okay, they're cards that have something on them. Can you tell everybody what it is, or do you have to what?
Do it. Act it out.
You have to act it out. So sometimes our stories, we can act out what the characters are doing. Like with our Three Little Pigs, we could act as the Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf, couldn't we? We could act that story out. Use gestures. What are gestures? Diane, what are gestures? What? Okay, gestures are actually movements. Gesture that you're scared. Gesture that you're happy. Okay, so using gestures, we can also say what's the same, what's different. If you have two different books, you can look, are they the same? Are they about butterflies? But if they're not by the same author and illustrator, they would be different too. So you can talk about how are things the same and different with your two books. And the last one is reading with feeling. Isla, what does reading with feeling mean?
It means you have a feeling when you read.
You're showing expression. Very good. All right, what I want you to do, we are going to practice playing school today. So you are going to get your book boxes, and you are going to play school. Now you're going to do it by yourself. You're going to pretend. You're going to read aloud with expression.